Isabel slammed the door of her childhood bedroom, the echo reverberating through the empty house like a gunshot. Her hands trembled as she clutched the crumpled letter, the words blurring through hot tears. I can't marry him, Isabel. It's you I've always loved, Isabel. In that moment, the world she had carefully constructed, engaged to a man her family adored, poised for a life of quiet conformity, crumbled into chaos, forcing her to confront the rival she had despised for years, now confessing a forbidden truth that mirrored her own buried desires. Isabel paced the room, her mind racing back to college where it all began. Isabel had been the thorn in her side, the overachiever with perfect grades and a smug smile that made Isabel's blood boil. They competed for everything. Scholarships, internships, even the attention of their shared circle of friends. Why does she always have to one-up me? Isabel muttered to herself, sinking onto the bed. The rivalry wasn't just academic. It felt personal, like Isabel was deliberately undermining her at every turn. But now this letter, delivered anonymously to her doorstep on the eve of her wedding rehearsal, changed everything. How had Isabel known where to find her? And why now, after 5 years of silence? The inner turmoil gnawed at Isabel. She had built her life around expectations. Her conservative parents, pillars of their small-town Texas community, had drilled into her the importance of stability, marriage, children. Find a good man, settle down, her mother always said, her voice laced with unspoken warnings about anything deviating from the norm. Isabel had obeyed, dating Mark because he was safe, predictable, the kind of guy who fit the mold. But deep down she had always felt a void, a restlessness she attributed to ambition. Now Isabel's words stirred something dangerous, a flicker of recognition. No, Isabel whispered, shaking her head. This can't be real. She's just trying to sabotage me again. Yet, as she reread the letter, her heart pounded not with anger, but with a terrifying curiosity. What if this wasn't a ploy? What if Isabel had seen through her facade all along? That night, sleep evaded her. Isabel's thoughts spiraled into memories of heated arguments in dorm hallways, stolen glances she had dismissed as hatred. You think you're so superior, she had snapped at Isabel during their senior debate, their faces inches apart, the air thick with tension. Isabel's eyes had flashed, but there was something else there, vulnerability? Isabel pushed the thought away, focusing instead on the betrayal. Mark deserved better. Her family would disown her if they knew. But the seed was planted, and by morning, she found herself dialing Isabel's number, her finger hovering over the call button. I have to end this, she told herself. Confront her and put it behind me. The phone rang, and when Isabel answered, her voice soft and hesitant, Isabel's resolve cracked. We need to talk, she said, her words a mix of accusation and plea. They met at a neutral coffee shop in Austin, far from prying eyes. Isabel arrived first, her posture straight, but her eyes shadowed with uncertainty. I didn't expect you to call, she admitted as Isabel sat down, the table a barrier between them. Isabel's mind screamed to lash out, to demand explanations, but instead, she felt a pull, an inexplicable draw. Why now? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Isabel leaned forward, her hands clasped tightly. Because I heard about your engagement. It hit me like a truck, realizing you'd move on without knowing the truth. The confession hung in the air, heavy with years of unspoken feelings. Isabel's inner voice raged, this is wrong. Walk away. But her body betrayed her, staying rooted, listening as Isabel recounted their college days from her perspective. The admiration mistaken for rivalry, the jealousy over Isabel's effortless charm. I pushed you away because I was scared, Isabel said. Scared of what it meant. As the conversation deepened, Isabel grappled with her own revelations. She had always prided herself on logic, on making choices that aligned with societal norms. But here, face to face with Isabel, those norms felt like chains. My parents would never understand, she confessed, her voice cracking. They'd see it as a failure, a sin. Isabel nodded, her expression pained. Mine too. That's why I stayed silent for so long. But hiding who I am, it's killing me. The words resonated, echoing Isabel's hidden doubts about her engagement. Mark was kind, but their relationship lacked fire, passion. With Isabel, even in conflict, there was an intensity that made her feel alive. Yet the stakes were high. Admitting this could shatter her family ties, her career in a conservative firm. What am I doing? Isabel thought, panic rising. This isn't me. But as they parted, Isabel's gentle touch on her arm lingered, a promise of what could be. Back home the pressure mounted. Her mother called, gushing about wedding details, oblivious to the storm inside Isabel. Mark is such a catch, she said. You're so lucky. Isabel forced a smile into her voice, but inside she seethed. Lucky? To live a lie? That evening she met Mark for dinner, his easy grin a stark contrast to the turmoil she felt. Something's wrong, he noticed, his concern genuine. Isabel hesitated, the truth on her tongue, but she swallowed it. Just nerves, she lied. The deception weighed on her, a moral quandary that twisted her gut. Was it fair to string him along? To betray the trust of everyone around her? As night fell, she texted Isabel. We can't do this. But even as she hit send, doubt crept in. What if walking away meant regretting it forever? The conflict tore at her, leaving her sleepless once more. The next day brought confrontation. Isabel's sister, Clara, dropped by unannounced, sensing something amiss. You've been distant, Clara said, her eyes probing. Isabel deflected, but Clara pressed. Is it about that girl from college? I saw her name on your phone. The accusation hit like a slap. Clara, ever the protector, had her own biases shaped by their upbringing. You know what Mom and Dad would say, she warned. It'd destroy them. Isabel's mind reeled. How much did Clara know? The family pressure intensified her inner struggle. Loyalty to her roots versus authenticity. I'm not like that, she insisted, but the words felt hollow. Deep down she questioned everything. Was her hatred for Isabel really disdain, or a defense against her own feelings? The realization dawned slowly, painfully, as she admitted to herself. Maybe I loved her all along. Isabel reached out again, suggesting they meet in secret. Against her better judgment, Isabel agreed, driving to a secluded park outside the city. There, under the guise of closure, they talked for hours. Isabel shared her own battles, coming out to a friend, only to face rejection. Hiding her identity at work. It's exhausting, she said. But with you it feels worth the risk. Isabel's barriers crumbled, her thoughts a whirlwind. This could be real. But at what cost? As they walked, their hands brushed, sending sparks through her. For the first time, she allowed herself to imagine a life unbound by expectations. Yet the fear loomed. Betrayal of her fiancé, alienation from her family. I need time, she told Isabel, her voice trembling. But time was a luxury she didn't have. The wedding loomed, a ticking clock. By the end of the week, the tension peaked. Mark proposed a romantic getaway, but Isabel declined, citing work. The lie compounded her guilt, a moral weight that pressed down. Am I a monster? She wondered, staring at her reflection. The choice loomed. Confront her feelings or bury them forever. In a moment of clarity, she drove to Isabel's apartment, heart pounding. Tell me this isn't a mistake, she said upon arrival. Isabel's eyes met hers, filled with hope and fear. It's not, she replied. As they embraced, not passionately but with quiet desperation, Isabel knew the path ahead was fraught with pain. But for the first time it felt honest. The decision to explore this connection would demand sacrifices, but denying it would be a greater betrayal of herself. The embrace lingered in Isabel's mind like a forbidden secret, replaying in loops as she navigated the days that followed. She returned home that night with a resolve that terrified her. She would end things with Mark. But the execution proved harder than the decision. We need to talk, she told him over coffee, her hands fidgeting with the cup. Mark's face fell, sensing the gravity. Is there someone else? He asked, his voice steady but eyes betraying hurt. Isabel hesitated, the truth a razor edge. It's not about someone else, it's about me, she said, evading the full confession. The lie by omission gnawed at her conscience. Was this kindness or cowardice? Mark deserved honesty, yet revealing Isabel would complicate everything, dragging her into the fallout. As they parted, Mark's parting words echoed. I thought we were building a future. The guilt surged, a tidal wave crashing over Isabel. She had traded security for uncertainty, all for a woman she once loathed. What have I done? she thought, driving aimlessly through the city streets. Her mind dissected the choice. Morally, ending the engagement was right. No one should marry without love. But the deception leading up to it? That was her shame. Family whispers would follow, friends would judge. Society's gaze, especially in their conservative circles, would brand her as unstable, unreliable. Yet, beneath the fear, a spark of liberation flickered. For years, she had suppressed her true self to fit in. But now with Isabel, authenticity beckoned. Isabel called that evening, her voice a bomb. "How did it go?" she asked. Isabel recounted the conversation, omitting her inner doubts. "It hurts, but it's necessary," she said, trying to convince herself. Isabel shared her own vulnerabilities. "My parents cut me off when I hinted at my orientation last year. It was devastating." The story mirrored Isabel's fears, amplifying the stakes. Are we ready for this? Isabel wondered silently. Their connection, born from rivalry, now demanded trust amid chaos. But trust was fragile. Isabel's past actions, those college sabotages, real or perceived, lingered like shadows. Was it all a game? Isabel questioned, her paranoia fueled by isolation. The next confrontation came from her family. Her mother invited her for dinner, the table set with forced normalcy. "Where's Mark?" her father asked bluntly. Isabel swallowed hard. "We broke up." The silence was deafening, broken by her mother's gasp. "Why? He was perfect." The interrogation began. Questions about her judgment, her future. Clara, present as always, shot her a knowing look. "Is this about that woman?" she hissed later in the kitchen. Isabel's denial was weak, crumbling under Clara's persistence. "Mom and Dad will never accept it," Clara warned. "You'll break their hearts." The words struck deep, highlighting the moral dilemma. Pursue happiness at the expense of family harmony? Isabel's inner monologue raged. Loyalty demands sacrifice, but whose? Mine or theirs? The dinner ended in tension, her parents' disappointment a palpable weight. Alone that night, Isabel reflected on societal pressures. In America, progress had been made, marriage equality, visibility, but in pockets like hers, old prejudices persisted. Friends from college had come out, only to face ostracism. "Am I strong enough?" she pondered. Isabel represented not just love, but rebellion against the norm. Their phone calls grew longer, delving into shared dreams and fears. "I hated how you made me feel back then," Isabel admitted one night. Vulnerable, exposed. Isabel laughed softly. "Same here. You challenged me in ways no one else did." The admission bridged their past, but doubts crept in. What if this was rebound? Or worse, revenge? Isabel's mind spun scenarios. Isabel using her to settle old scores. "No," she chided herself. "That's the fear talking." A turning point came when Isabel suggested meeting her friends. A small group of queer women in the city. "It might help you feel less alone," she said. Isabel agreed reluctantly, arriving at the gathering with nerves frayed. The women were welcoming, sharing stories of coming out, losses, and triumphs. One, a lawyer named Sarah, spoke of disownment. "It hurt, but living authentically saved me." The words resonated, easing Isabel's isolation. But envy stirred. Isabel seemed at ease here, her hand occasionally brushing Isabel's. "She's further along," Isabel thought. "What if I can't catch up?" The evening ended with a quiet walk where Isabel confessed, "I'm scared too, of losing you to the pressure." The vulnerability matched Isabel's, forging a deeper bond. Yet the cost loomed. Attending this meant stepping further from her old life. Back home the backlash intensified. Clara confronted her outright. "I saw you with her. This isn't you, it's a phase." The accusation ignited anger. "You don't know me," Isabel snapped. The argument escalated, revealing Clara's own biases, shaped by fear of family fracture. "Think about Mom's health," Clara pleaded. "This could kill her." The emotional blackmail twisted Isabel's gut. A moral crossroads. Prioritize self or family. She stormed out, seeking solace in Isabel. "They're trying to guilt me," she vented. Isabel held her, offering strength. "We'll face it together." But togetherness demanded decisions. Go public or hide? Hiding felt like betrayal of their feelings, Going public risked everything. As weeks passed, the drama unfolded in subtle betrayals. A coworker, overhearing a call, spread rumors at work. Is it true you know? The questions came laced with judgment. Isabel's performance suffered. Her boss noticing the distraction. Get it together, he warned. The professional toll added to her burdens. Another price paid. Inside she questioned. Is love worth this erosion? Isabel faced similar strains. A family reunion where relatives probed her single status. When will you find a nice man? They asked. Her deflection led to arguments, echoing Isabel's struggles. We're in this storm together, Isabel texted. But unity frayed when Isabel hesitated on a weekend getaway. I'm not ready, she said, fearing exposure. Isabel's hurt was evident. Are you ashamed? The question stung, exposing cracks in their foundation. Isabel's inner conflict peaked during a solo drive to the coast. What if I choose wrong? She agonized. Memories of college resurfaced. Isabel's sabotage of a group project, or was it? Upon reflection, perhaps it was misunderstanding. I projected my insecurities, she realized. The epiphany brought clarity. Her hatred was self-denial. Returning, she committed. Let's do this. But commitment brought new challenges. Mark reached out seeking closure. I deserve the truth, he said. Isabel confessed partially. My heart wasn't in it. His pain mirrored her guilt, a reminder of collateral damage. I'm sorry, she whispered, the apology insufficient. The file of emotions accumulated, each decision a layer of complexity. Isabel and Isabel's relationship deepened amid the turmoil, but the societal mirror reflected distortion. Friends divided. Some supportive, others distant. You're brave, one said. You're selfish, another. The judgments fueled debate within, right or wrong. As high noon approached in their saga, Isabel braced for the inevitable clash with her parents. The path chosen demanded payment in tears and isolation, but the alternative, suppression, promised a hollow existence. The confrontation with her parents loomed like an execution, Isabel's heart hammering as she entered their home. We need to discuss something important, she said, her voice steadier than she felt. Her father looked up from his newspaper, eyebrows furrowed. Her mother paused mid-stir in the kitchen. What's this about? Her father asked. Isabel drew a breath, the words tumbling out. I'm in love with someone, a woman. Isabel. The silence stretched, broken by her mother's sharp intake. What are you saying? She demanded, her face paling. Isabel's mind screamed retreat, but she pressed on. It's real, Mom. I've been hiding it for too long. The revelation ignited chaos, her father's anger, her mother's tears. This is a phase, a mistake, her father bellowed. We raised you better. The argument raged, exposing deep-seated prejudices. What will people think? Her mother wailed. The church, our friends, they'll shun us. Isabel's inner turmoil surged. Their pain was her fault, yet their rejection cut deeper. I'm still your daughter, she pleaded. But the words fell on deaf ears. Her father issued an ultimatum. End this nonsense or don't come back. The betrayal stung. A family's love conditional on conformity. As she left, tears streaming, Isabel questioned her choice. Was outing herself worth this fracture? Morally, authenticity seemed right, but the human cost blurred lines. They might come around, she hoped, but doubt poisoned the optimism. Isabel waited at her apartment, concern etched on her face. How bad was it? She asked. Isabel collapsed into her arms, recounting the disaster. They disowned me, basically. Isabel's empathy was immediate. Mine did the same. It gets better with time. But time felt like an enemy, the wound fresh. Their bond strengthened in shared adversity, yet resentment simmered. If not for you, Isabel thought fleetingly, then banished it. Blame was unfair. This was her truth unearthed. Still, the musing highlighted vulnerability. Dependence on Isabel amid isolation. What if she leaves? The fear gnawed, a new layer of drama. Societal backlash extended beyond family. At work, whispers turned to outright confrontation. Her boss called her in. Rumors are affecting morale. Is there truth to them? Isabel's deflection, personal matters, did little. The implication was clear. Conform or face consequences. This is discrimination, she fumed internally, but proving it required energy she lacked. Friends peeled away, invitations dried up. One, a college acquaintance, messaged, "I support you but my family." The half-hearted solidarity stung. Isabel's world shrank to Isabel, their relationship a sanctuary amid storms. But sanctuaries could crumble under pressure. A pivotal betrayal came from Clara. Seeking alliance, Isabel called her sister. "Help me talk to them," she begged. Clara's response chilled. "I can't. You're tearing us apart." Worse, she revealed. "I told them about your meetings with her." The confession hit like a dagger, sibling loyalty shattered. "Why?" Isabel demanded. "To protect you from yourself." The justification twisted logic. Protection through exposure? Isabel's rage boiled. "You betrayed me." The call ended in screams, the rift irreparable. Inside, she dissected the morality. Clara's actions stemmed from love misguided, but forgiveness? Elusive. The incident amplified isolation, pushing her closer to Isabel, dangerously so. As their relationship evolved, tensions arose internally. Isabel pushed for public acknowledgement. "Let's go to a pride event." Isabel balked. "Too soon. I'm not ready." The disagreement escalated. "You're ashamed of us," Isabel accused. "No, scared," Isabel countered. The fight exposed cracks. Differing paces in acceptance. Isabel, further along, grew impatient. Isabel, raw from losses, needed caution. "We're worth fighting for," Isabel insisted. But fighting demanded energy, and Isabel's reserves dwindled. "What price am I paying?" she pondered nightly. Health suffered. Sleepless nights, anxiety spikes. The drama wasn't just external. It invaded her psyche. A moment of awakening came during therapy, sought in desperation. The counselor probed. "What do you want?" Isabel's answer surprised her. "Freedom to love without fear." The session unearthed buried resentments toward Isabel. Our rivalry masked attraction, she realized. But realization brought accountability. Her own role in the past conflicts. "I was cruel too," she admitted to Isabel later. The confession fostered healing, but external forces pressed. News of her parents' health decline, stress-induced, added guilt. "My choice hurt them," she agonized. Moral ambiguity clouded. Self-care versus familial duty? Isabel faced her own trials. A job promotion hinged on family values. Her orientation a potential barrier. "Should I hide?" she asked Isabel. "No, be true," Isabel advised, hypocrisy evident. The irony fueled debate. "Easy for you to say." Their arguments sharpened, testing resilience. Yet, in quiet moments, connection reaffirmed. A shared dinner, laughter over old memories, rivalry reframed as foreplay. "We were destined," Isabel mused. Isabel agreed tentatively, but doubt lingered. Destiny or delusion? The climax built with a family intervention. Clara organized it, her parents ambushing Isabel at a neutral cafe. "We love you, but this lifestyle," her mother began. The word lifestyle ignited fury. "It's who I am," Isabel declared. Her father's plea, "Come back to us," end it with her. The ultimatum forced a stand. "I choose me, and her." Walking away, heart shattered, Isabel felt empowered yet broken. The decision's cost. Familial bonds severed. Was it right? She questioned endlessly. Society's mirror reflected progress, but personal tolls remained. In the aftermath, Isabel and Isabel navigated the debris. "We'll build our own family," Isabel said. Optimism clashed with reality. Financial strains from job instability, emotional voids. But growth emerged. Isabel advocated at work, challenging biases. "This is for us," she thought. The journey, fraught with damage, hinted at redemption. Yet, as they lay awake, Isabel wondered, at what point does pursuit of truth become selfish destruction? The question haunted, a prelude to further trials. Redemption flickered dimly as Isabel immersed herself in activism, channeling pain into purpose. She joined a local LGBTQ support group, her story resonating with others. "Your courage inspires," a young woman told her. But courage felt like a facade. Inside, doubts festered. "Did I destroy my family for this?" she confided to Isabel. The response, No for us. Yet, us carried weight expectations. Isabel's impatience grew. When will you fully commit? The pressure mirrored familial ones, ironic and suffocating. Isabel's mind raced. Love shouldn't feel like another cage. A new conflict arose with Isabel's ex, a woman from her past resurfacing. Just a friend, Isabel assured, but late-night texts raised flags. Who's that? Isabel asked, jealousy flaring. Isabel's defensiveness escalated. You don't trust me? The argument unearthed insecurities. Isabel's from losses, Isabel's from past rejections. Our foundation is shaky, Isabel thought. The moral quandary. Demand transparency or risk smothering. They reconciled tentatively, but seeds of distrust sprouted. Society amplified it. Media stories of queer relationships failing under pressure. Are we doomed? Isabel pondered. Professional repercussions hit hard. Isabel's firm demoted her subtly, citing performance issues. It's because of me, she realized, anger boiling. Filing a complaint meant exposure, potential backlash. Fight or flee? The decision weighed. Justice versus survival. Isabel urged action. Don't let them win. Bolstered, Isabel proceeded, the process grueling. Testimonies, scrutiny. Her life dissected. This is the price, she reminded herself. Victory came partial. Reassignment, not full restitution. But empowerment surged, a counter to personal losses. Family echoes persisted. A letter from her mother. We miss you but can't condone. The olive branch tempted but conditions repelled. Meet halfway. Clara suggested in a call. Isabel refused. Acceptance or nothing. The standoff prolonged suffering, hers and theirs. Inner debate raged. Forgiveness heals, but at what cost to self-respect? Isabel's stance hardened. They don't deserve you. But Isabel's own family reconciliation tempted hypocrisy. I visited mine, she confessed. The revelation stung. A unilateral decision. Why hide it? Isabel demanded. To spare you worry. The lie by omission mirrored Isabel's past sins, cycling betrayal. Their relationship teetered. High drama in quiet moments. A weekend escape turned confrontation. We're drifting, Isabel said. Isabel agreed, tears flowing. Fear is killing us. The admission prompted soul-searching. Recommit or release. They chose effort, counseling, open dialogues. I love you despite the chaos, Isabel said. Isabel echoed, but reservations lingered. Love demands sacrifice, but how much? The question evolved. Is enduring pain proof of depth, or masochism? Awakening deepened with community involvement. At a rally, Isabel spoke publicly. I lost my family to live truthfully. Applause followed, but vulnerability exposed. Strangers' judgments, online trolls, supportive messages, mirrored society's divide. Progress is uneven, she reflected. Isabel stood beside her, solidarity strengthening bonds. Yet, a slip. Isabel flirted mildly with an admirer. Harmless, she claimed. Isabel's explosion. After everything? The fight revealed fractures. Trust eroded by cumulative stresses. Reconciliation came with promises. No more secrets. But promises were fragile in their world. A moral crossroads emerged when Mark re-entered. I forgive you, he messaged, seeking friendship. Isabel met him, closure beckoning. I was confused, she explained. His understanding eased guilt but stirred complexity. What if I chose wrong? The thought betrayed Isabel, amplifying inner conflict. Sharing with her led to jealousy. Still hung up. The accusation unfair, yet rooted in fear. Their dynamic shifted, roles reversing, Isabel reassuring. We're solid, she affirmed. But solidity felt illusory amid ongoing trials. As months passed, growth manifested. Isabel secured a new job at an inclusive firm, thriving. This is me, she thought proudly. Isabel's promotion followed. Barriers overcome. Celebrations masked undercurrents. Family voids at holidays, societal stares in public. Worth it? Isabel questioned during a quiet dinner. Isabel's hand in hers. Absolutely. The affirmation warmed but didn't erase scars. A surprise call from Clara. Mom's ill, come see her. The dilemma tore. Duty versus principle? Isabel went, guarded. The visit tense. I love you, her mother whispered, no apology, progress, or manipulation. Leaving, Isabel felt conflicted, steps toward healing or false hope. The saga's intensity waned, replaced by steady navigation. But a final betrayal loomed. Isabel confessed. I contacted your family, urged reconciliation. Isabel's fury. You overstepped. The intent good, execution flawed. To help us, Isabel pleaded. The argument peaked. Trust broken. Separation threatened, a cliff's edge. In solitude, Isabel reflected. Betrayal's cycle, mine, theirs, hers. Forgiveness? Essential for survival. They reconciled, boundaries redrawn. We're flawed, Isabel admitted. Isabel nodded. But trying. The admission humbled. A turning point toward maturity. Amid resolutions, society posed ongoing challenges. News of anti-LGBTQ legislation stirred activism anew. We fight on, they vowed. Personal costs tallied. Lost relationships, emotional scars. But gains, authenticity, love, balanced scales unevenly. Isabel's final musing. In pursuit of self, how much collateral damage is justifiable? The question lingered. A testament to their resilient yet battered bond. Resilience tested anew as Isabel faced a public scandal. A leaked photo from the rally circulated online, outing them to wider circles. Who did this? Isabel demanded, panic rising. Accusations flew. A disgruntled coworker? Clara. The invasion stripped privacy, amplifying vulnerability. Comments flooded. Supportive, hateful. Dyke drama, one sneered. Isabel's inner shield cracked. Why us? Isabel rallied. We stand tall. But standing demanded strength depleted by prior battles. The incident forced reevaluation. Public life or retreat? Hide and lose ourselves, Isabel decided against. They countered with a statement. Love is love. Backlash ensued, threats, doxing. Safety compromised, they relocated temporarily, another price paid. Moral reflections deepened. Did our choices invite this? Isabel wondered. Causality blurred. Living openly provoked, but suppression invited internal death. Isabel's optimism waned. Sometimes I regret reconnecting. The admission shattered Isabel. Then what? Tears followed. Raw honesty exposing fragility. Not you the pain, Isabel clarified. The clarification mended but highlighted tolls. Emotional exhaustion, relational strain. Therapy intensified, unpacking layers. Trauma bonds us, the counselor noted. But bonds could bind too tightly, suffocating. Balance, Isabel sought. Family fractures showed signs of mending, or cracking further. Her father's call. Saw the news. Be careful. Concern without acceptance, progress? Isabel tested. Join us for dinner? Silence then. Not yet. The rejection stung afresh, a reminder of unresolved wounds. Clara's involvement confirmed. I didn't leak it, but I talked. Loose lips, unintended betrayal. Forgive. Isabel debated. Holding grudges poisoned. Releasing empowered. She chose outreach. Let's talk. The meeting tense, revelations surfaced. Clara's own struggles with identity. I was jealous, scared. The confession humanized, fostering empathy. We're all flawed, Isabel realized. Slow healing began, boundaries intact. Societal musing broadened. In America, equality advanced, yet pockets of resistance persisted. Our story is common, Isabel said, researching similar cases. The knowledge normalized but didn't lessen pain. Activism evolved. They started a podcast sharing experiences. To help others, the goal. Vulnerability paid dividends, connections formed, isolation eased. But exposure invited critique. Attention seekers, detractors claimed. Isabel's defense. Visibility matters. The platform amplified voices, a positive amid negatives. Yet, personal costs mounted. Time away from each other, stress spikes. Worth the sacrifice? The eternal question. A pivotal choice arose with Isabel's job offer, out of state. Better opportunities, she said. Isabel's dilemma. Follow or stay. Roots versus love. Go without me? The thought terrified. Discussion heated. This could break us. Isabel's tears. Or strengthen. The decision loomed, testing commitment. Isabel's inner voice. Uproot for her as she has for me? Equity demanded yes. They chose togetherness, packing amid mixed emotions. New start, optimistic. More upheaval, realistic. The move symbolized growth, leaving baggage, embracing future. Settling in California brought fresh dynamics. Liberal environs eased pressures, but old ghosts lingered. A family visit, her parents' tentative acceptance. We don't understand, but we love you, her mother said. The words imperfect healed partially. Isabel's gratitude mixed with caution. Time will tell. Isabel's family mirrored small steps forward. Progress, they celebrated. But celebration tempered by memories of losses. Friends regained, others lost forever. Selective circle, the lesson. Their relationship matured. Drama subsiding into stability. Quiet evenings, shared dreams. Remember college? Isabel teased. Hated you. Isabel laughed. Loved you really. Reframing past lightened burdens. Yet occasional flares. Arguments over finances, influenced by prior instabilities. We're human, the mantra. Growth evident in handling. Communication over confrontation. We've paid dearly, Isabel reflected. The ledger. Betrayals endured, awakenings achieved. As the narrative crested, a final awakening. Isabel proposed informally. Forever. Isabel's yes sealed, a private vow amid public chaos. No grand wedding lessons learned. Our way, they agreed. The commitment, hard won, symbolized triumph over adversity. But triumph bittersweet. Scars permanent. Society's evolution ongoing. Their role in it fulfilling yet draining. In retrospect, the journey from despise to devotion demanded immense payments. Fractured families eroded trusts, personal torments. Awakenings followed damages, choices debated eternally. The saga closed not in resolution, but in continuum. Was sacrificing familial bonds for personal authenticity ultimately the right choice? Or a selfish act disguised as courage?